Today we're taking a look at the Saris County Bike Rack right here on our 2022 Chevrolet Tahoe. Well, the Door County is very unique in how it's designed because I like to call it the elevator bike rack. It is powered by a 7-way connection, so fortunately the Chevrolet Tahoe has that connection. Most vehicles may or may not have that, so just double check that for yours. But this allows you to raise and lower the bike rack, making it easier to get your bikes onto this rack. So let's take a look at that feature. So we have our lock core up top, so make sure it's in the open position, and then you can just press this down button and that's going to lower the bike rack. So you are going to hear that beeping all throughout, showing you that it is in motion. So this will take some time to fully lower, so just remember that if you are in a hurry and ready to hit the trails, you are going to have to wait for it to completely lower. But once it's in a fully lowered position, it will continue beeping just so that you don't forget about it and drive away with it down. Now let's start taking off the bike. There's these straps here. There's this strap lever, and then that's to ratchet down the straps, get a tighter fit. We also have this smaller lever, and that is to release those straps. So pull that, bring this out. This has a frame mount, and that's gonna have this clamp as well as the strap that goes around your frame. Ideally, if you can, try to get it onto the seat post or that bottom tube. That way you get the best fit. That way also, if you have, let's say, a step-through bike or an alternate frame bike, you can pick and choose what works best for you. But with it fully lowered, now you just have to maneuver your handlebars, your pedals, and just let it drop to the ground. Taking some measurements, this is the lowest that this rack can go, and it does not hit the ground. So for the bottom of the rack to the ground, we have it at 12 inches, which is exactly 1 foot. Where bikes start getting loaded up onto that rack is 15 inches. So to compare that, your shank or your hitch receiver will be 21 inches off the ground. You are kind of at an incline. This will help you figure it out if you can lift your bike up to get there. And now we're lifting right back up. It is very helpful that it always makes that noise once it's in the down position. It can just get very annoying after a good amount of time. So the length added to the back of your vehicle is going to be bumper to lever 34.5 inches. Now this does tilt away with the bikes on, but with our bike earlier, it doesn't tilt away far enough to be able to open up the hatch. So that is the downside. You will be able to open up the hatch though with it just on its own. So press that lever, bring this down, and then bring that hatch open. If you're not planning on taking your bike out for a ride, but you also don't want to take the entire rack off, what you can do is you can fold this up into the portable position. This is also a great way to store it inside your garage because then it doesn't take up much space. Now, with it looking like this, let's talk about your taillights. These are more visible in the folded position. Once you have everything plugged in, not only do you have visibility of your own vehicle taillights, but you have the taillights on the bike rack to show that you have extra length added to the back of your car. You have an anti-rattle bolt with a lock on the end. That's key to the lock on the bike rack. You are going to need a 5/8 inch socket or wrench to tighten that bolt down though. Another thing that you need is a 7-way wiring. So I really like how we have a good amount of length or a good amount of distance from the rack to where the wiring is on your Tahoe. That length of wiring is important because you are able to get your bike rack close to your hitch receiver while it's on the ground, plug in that wiring, and then just lift the bike rack back up. So this will help out since it does weigh a good amount. But this right here was a look at the Saris County Bike Rack on the 2022 Chevrolet Tahoe.